What's up, good people? It's your boy Carcino here, doing it how we do it. Now, let's get to the gist of why we're here. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get to the gist of that. Because I'm very upset about a few things, So, one, the lack of credit. We've gotten a real lack of credit for everything that we've got. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So, our real lack of credit has started from moving down a path of hey, what's up, dude? No, you know me. I don't like to agree with anything that has something to do with Scottie Pippen. When you say the name Scottie Pippen, my eyes roll back because I don't agree with nothing he says or do. But normally, he does make a good point here and there. And this just happens to be one of those moments. Scottie Pippen was absolutely correct, even though I said it months ago. No one will ever give me my credit for it, but Scottie Pippen is on a national television and it's broadcast on ESPN worldwide. So, therefore, what he says is going to have more appeal to the general public, and they're going to roll with it a lot quicker. Now, with that being said, I only say that to say this. The risk versus rewards. We've spoken about it before any of this happened, when they were still deciding the pros and cons. I've definitely stated and spoke on. And I told people flat out, why? Why would you take this risk? There's no need to take this risk when the reward is what? $10 million a game from networks. Your season is going to start again in 2 months after this season ends. This, whatever this is, ends. Once this ends, the NBA starts a new season in 2 months. That means the players have to go back into training. And they have no off season. They got to go right back to work. Do you think the teams are going to do that? They're going to come back and be ready to play? 2 months later, season finna kick right back off. Are you kidding me? So you got people like Steph Curry and the rest of the team, they're going to need to play and practice. They've been playing deep in the playoffs for the last 5 years. So for them, their bodies need the rest. Now you're looking at somebody like these other teams, they're going to be flat. And that's the worst thing you want to be in a situation like this, is flat. You want to be flat coming out here in this? Hmm? Comment on Steven Jackson. I haven't heard. I mean, what do you want to comment on what he said? You get James Harden sick, Giannis sick. This is what Scottie was saying. What if Giannis gets sick or LeBron, God forbid, AD and all them? Whoever wins the championship, is it really going to be looked at as a championship if they're not playing against the top players in the league? Huh? You want to see the LeBron versus the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis and half of his team, or the Celtics without their players? Will we be looking at that and saying, yeah, they the champions, they beat the best? Or will we be saying, ain't nobody there? We know what we're going to be saying, right? Because if the Clippers did it, you know what we'll be saying? Clippers won, but they ain't beat a full LeBron team. AD wasn't there, and this and that. That's what they gonna say. It ain't gonna count. So I was all cool with scrapping the season. Scratch it. Come back when it's a full season, and it only makes sense. But they can't let that one go. The NBA has expanded themselves and extended themselves so much with all this expansion that they can't let that television money go by. Oh, and don't think they're getting paid on those reruns. They ain't getting no $10 million per rerun, because if that was the case, they'll sit everybody down. No. They got to get them lights back on. I don't care who win it, just as long as it ain't LeBron. If it ain't him, I'm all good. Anybody but him. Well, let's get realistic. Scottie Pippen told the truth. So I'm not mad at Scottie. Scottie was telling the truth. It wouldn't even, he don't think they should play the season. And I've said that from the beginning. No, it's too much risk versus rewards. You don't know how sick. Everybody's like, well, nobody's really dying. It's 99.7% survival rate. Dude, if I tell you you can get real sick, but you won't die, don't nobody want to get sick. Don't nobody even want the flu. So what is you talking about? Do you want the flu? I know I don't want the flu. Nobody I know want the flu. You want the flu? Hey, do you want the flu? How about you? What's your name? Yeah, do you want the flu? Nah, I ain't think so. Nobody wants the flu. And we know we ain't gonna go from that, but nobody wants to be sick. Especially with something that could take them out. Or something that they could pass on to their families. See, people forget about that. Everybody talking about Bradley, y'all not thinking about his family. He has family members that's sick. And you're telling this man to forget his family and just go play ball. They forced Dwight Howard to go because they don't know what's going to be up with JaVale's situation. JaVale might not be able to prevail. might not be able to play. He's a health risk. With his asthmatic situation, see these, I know you might not like certain players and certain people like that on the court, but Howard being so opinionated in his decisions, people are very adamant about not playing and protection and safety and, you know, being away from everything and everybody. I'm all for that. Rachel Nichols, she's a LeBron speaker. Well, let's try to get that in perspective. You know, let's try to get people in who knows how to get in. Okay? Many people are very much fooled when it comes to that scenario. If you're gonna do it, then share it. Be proud of it. But the players are trying to stand up to an oppressional system. See, they're thinking that they're free and they can do whatever they want, and they're finding out that they can't. See, that's a whole new reality when you find out you can't do something that you thought, I thought I had the right to do this. No, fool, you don't. What about Steven Jackson? This mask goes on when I get around people. Okay? If I'm in an open space, I don't have to have a mask on. I'm good. I'm not around anybody. Don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, I've already spoke on that. I've already spoke on Deshaun Jackson on the One Crack News. We already did that. We did a live stream and we tackled it. And I agree 100%. He never made a comment. First of all, Deshaun Jackson never said anything. So, of course, if Steven Jackson is backing it, because he didn't lie. All he did was posted something that was already out there. It was in a book called The Nazis of World War II that was released in 1980. That's where the quote comes from the book. So it's in a book. All he did was post it and highlight the words that was in the book. But when you're in the NFL, and they're your supervisors and your people that's writing your checks, he's got to toe the line. But he did bring awareness to something that already exists, that we already know that exists. But people like Joy Taylor, who doesn't know anything about the subject, instead of researching like she's supposed to, she's just going off the cuff, talking about like it was tone, talking about the language and all this. Look, don't come and condemn somebody for something you didn't do any research on and you're just reading it on social media. Do your research on it the same way you did Drew Brees, and you were able to quick to say Drew who actually said something that was tone deaf. Drew isn't a racist. I was the first person to tell people that when the video came out. I'm like, Drew wasn't racist, but he said something that was tone deaf. He totally toned out what was the actual facts just to make a point that didn't even exist. So that was the statement there. I don't know what everybody else is talking about. Now back to basketball, which we were at. Now LeBron James has been working out, and he's been working out with a doggone purple scarf around his mouth, not even protecting himself. He's got a purple scarf around his face, not even covering his nose in shoot arounds. He's not taking it seriously. You know, you got players like Troy Daniels showing his meal and how his meal is not even, it's not even worthy of, it's like airplane food. And I'm like, dude, like, I had better food in VIP than what you're eating. It's not acceptable. What happened to these 5 stars Iron Chefs they was gonna have? I guess that wasn't gonna be on the plane. But like Isaiah Thomas posted, I bet you LeBron James ain't eating that. You see what I'm saying? They know what's going on. The rest of the players in the league, they know what's going on. They know it's a double standard when it comes to that bum and everybody else. And they let it be known, and the league goes by this philosophy that he's bigger than the league. And when you start doing that, and that the other players feel like, then what the hell are we doing? We supposed to just lay down and let LeBron win? If this is the name of the game, why the hell are we here? Just to get a check? Well, sad is playing in a G League, hoping to try to make it, getting paid the 20 to 30 something thousand a year to play in a G League, sleeping in the worst beds ever, hoping to make it. And then this happens, and then you're not playing at all, and you're not earning any money. You're trying to file unemployment, and that ain't enough. That's sad. Sad for all these bartenders who live on their tips, who even if they file for unemployment, they can't, it's not enough because their tips were basically their salary. So now how do they declare that on their taxes? They're not getting back what they lost. So they're really suffering. So that's what sad is. Sad ain't about a bunch of millionaires arguing back and forth about shit they play basketball. Of course I got a face shield. Think I'll be rolling around here without it? But I also got on the Versace shades. Oh, and they real too. Oh, that's the thing. The league keep on showing you that they're going to keep listening to LeBron, and they're going to bankrupt this league. They're going to go back to the table when they do this collective bargaining agreement, and they're going to say, hey, we don't know about how we're going to get all the fans back yet. So until then, this is all we can afford to pay you. And here come the strikes. Here come these mini tournaments. Here come all this money grab stuff that you're going to see. And the NBA title ain't going to be worth spit no more. Watch what I tell you. I told you years ago. You weren't listening. So I hope people are listening now. Because it's coming. We got to get LeBron out of here. Like, he's got to be cut out the league completely. You know, this dude is like a virus that is just infested into the NBA and has led it to its destruction. You have a guy that should have been voted out as commissioner, an Adam Silver slipper. But that can't happen. But you know why it can't happen? Because they made a big evaluation and made, what's his name, sell the company at a high valuation rate and rated the worth of the NBA teams to be higher than what they truly are. Now, why aren't there any black majority owners in the NBA? Oh, there's one, Michael Jordan. Well, that's it. We can close the book on that. We're done. You know how many players have played in the NBA? You know how many players in the NBA has tried to buy and purchase an NBA team who has pooled their monies together and said, we're going to buy an NBA team? Hundreds. Hundreds. And you know how many of those bids have got approved? They wouldn't even let a bid Christian Laettner, Scottie Pippen, B.J. Armstrong, and a lot of other players pass. Nope. NBA turned it down. Adam Silver was still there when it happened. Why did they do that? They weren't even going to be majority owners. I know the whole process. One of my business partners, one of my main business partners at the time, back in 2011, was on a bid with B.J. Armstrong to try to win a bid for the new NBA team that was coming out at that time. And when the new NBA team came out, they were denied. And they went with Mr. Johnson's bid, because this is when the NBA was under pressure to get ownership for minorities. And so they were thinking, Charlotte wants a team. Charlotte's gonna fail. It's a failing market. Well, that's why we moved the team out of there and moved the Hornets out of there. So they fought the kid to keep the name, but they want to get a team. Okay, who wants to own the Bobcats? So it was a big bidding war for it. And they were looking for minorities. So this was a big opportunity. So the bid ended up going to Mr. Johnson. But another bid was also with Scottie Pippen, Christian Laettner, B.J. Armstrong, a business partner of mine, who got involved, and they were going to go in and to buy a team. They put their bid in. They were one of the finalists. They didn't get accepted. I wasn't a part of this, so I don't want people to think I was a part of it. Just a person. We had another business outside of him signing on to do that. So I knew the whole process they were going through. They had to go through a vetting process. They go through financials, background checks. It's very extensive. It's very long, and it's very drawn out. He had to go through this. So they want to know what your wife does. They want to know if you owe child support. They want to know everything. Like, he had to turn over his life so that they can come over and approve that team to be available to come to the table, to be around for the bid, like to run the team. They want to know qualifications, who's going to be in charge of making the day-to-day decisions, just to be a silent investor in the team. Like, a lot of people believe that, like, Dr. Buss owned the Lakers flat out. He did not. He has a bunch of silent investors into the Lakers. About at least 12 owners that we know of. 12. That they're silent partners. They're silent owners in the Los Angeles Lakers. Their names are never going to be mentioned. They're not going to be in the public. They're not going to be on any books that's going to be out in the press. But they're partners. And when they went to try to get the team to remove the other owners that was in charge, Jenny Buss got power and all this stuff that was happening, they had to get the board together to vote. The actual owners of the team. So this thing is a lot bigger than what you guys know about. Hit the like button, people. So just because you see somebody named as the owner, don't mean that they're just the owner. There's other owners behind that. Yeah, because, you know, when you got a lot of money and you just want to be an owner and everybody knows where your money comes from, and they don't care about that. They just wanted to get that team away because they had to buy the Clippers and buy his wife's share out of the company. So the evaluation was billions. So that made all the other owners' net worth go up. But it's artificial money that don't exist. And it made the numbers inflate to make it look like the NBA was making a lot more money than it actually was. So Adam Silver Slipper knew this. So he wants to expand out to China. He's trying to expand out to India and go to other countries that basketball is not really big at. I mean, Indians here play basketball, but over in India, they're looking at Kevin Durant like, he's tall. Ready to play cricket? No? All right. Well, yeah, we watch a little basketball when it come on TV, but we don't really know about this. Hey, they're not finna play basketball. Basketball will take years and years and years and years to develop out there in India. It is cricket, cricket, and cricket. Okay? I'll tell you for sure. They dream of becoming cricket players. That is it. That's their dream. And next in line, soccer. Other than that, you handing them a basketball and think they finna watch the NBA finals? Guess again, that group is very small. Only those here in America would do that. They're hoping somebody over there picks the game up enough to where they want to learn it, and maybe they can get them an Indian guy in the NBA. Maybe if he's in Turkey. Put him on the Spurs. Spurs was an international gumbo pot. Right, but this is where Adam Silver Slipper wants to try to do. I told you, they're already looking into making a Euro League and give them a team in Europe, in England, and in China. They want to give them a team and put them in like some NBA tournament. But COVID came and changed all of it. It changed the whole spectrum. It changed everything. So now instead of, hey, we got this situation brewing, that doesn't exist anymore. Now all of that's they gotta hit the hold button on all of it, but they've already vested money into the process. So what do you do now? Gotta get that television money, because you got a big collective bargaining agreement negotiation that's got to take place, and that could lead to a strike. So while everybody's planning for the NBA to return back in December, you know how massive a strike is going to be? So the owners and players are both in a bad spot going into a collective bargaining agreement, because everybody's going to have to concede something, which is great for the owners, Not so good for the players. Players want to cut back. So the players are going to say, okay, if we cutting back, then you guys got to cut back on some of the rules. Because the players and the owners, this collective bargaining agreement was going to be massive. A lot of the owners are not happy with all this control that they feel LeBron James has and his influence on making these players decide to control free agency and then manipulate trades. Trades is supposed to be up to the owners. It's their decision when they're going to trade you, and they have the right to do so. You have free agency. You can move whenever you want to. So that's when the owner can tell you nothing. You're a free agent. Go on and do what you got to do. But trades, that's how the trades work. They can trade you at a certain period of time unless you have a no trade clause negotiated in your deal. But players felt like that ain't fair. How they get to tell us they don't want us no more? Easy. They're the owners of the team. They're doing what's best for the team. Anybody can go if they feel that they can make something that's less costly or find somebody that's producing that they like. It's called the name of the game. Can't believe we didn't get to 100 likes. I'm very disappointed in y'all. Very disappointed. So for that, to make up for that, you guys have to donate to the Cash App, Carcino. That's it. Carcino on the Cash App. Carceno. Now I'm going to go back to working on my tan. Alright. Cino on vacay all day. You know what time it is. Oh yeah. Don't forget. Don't forget, good people. I don't want nobody to forget. I don't want nobody to forget anything. On the Patreon and VIP, we talk about the whole Larry Johnson incident. About the mob hit on the baby mama, the whole thing. We got it all there. It's in the VIP only. It's already up. You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. So if you want to check something out on the Patreon, I told you we got all the dirt. And that's just one situation. You think that's something? Yeah. And we went nice. We went easy on you, LJ. We went easy on you, LJ. And your accomplice. Wait till you see who the accomplice was. Everybody who already VIP in the Patreon, y'all already know what time it is. Go check that out, and it'll blow your mind. It will blow your mind.